Bravo Center. I'm Mark Hunter along with Jenny Rowland calling the action tonight live. It's Oklahoma and Alabama, number 1 against number 2 in the nation in women's gymnastics. Oklahoma got what they wanted, an incredible start. There are the scores on the vault. Amazing, the 49.5, the season high for the Sooners. For the Alabama Crimson Tide on the bars, an impressive score, just 5 100ths a point off of their season high. So, the team standings after the first of 4 rotations, the Sooners have the lead 49-5 to 49-25, 4-2-5 for the Crimson Tide, separated by 75 thousandths of a point. We expect that it's going to be a close contest tonight.
It's going to be a close one.
When you keep in mind that a step on a landing is a 1/10 of a point deduction, these two teams are separated by less than 1 step on a landing. We could be in for an exciting finish tonight.
That's what it's going to come down to. All these athletes start from 10-0 start values. They all have everything that they need in their routines, but it's just going to come down to that landing.
You're watching the warm-up session. Each athlete gets 30 seconds to do their final one-touch warm-up. So the Oklahoma Sooners will move to the uneven bars, where they are currently ranked in a tie for 5th in the country on this event, a very impressive event for the Sooners. A lot of variety in their skills and release moves and dismounts. And the Crimson Tide will go to the vault. And this is an event where they are ranked number 1 in the country. And so they are slightly behind the Sooners. This is where they would hope to perhaps regain the lead in this dual meet competition. What a great opportunity for the Sooners. You know, the program was started back in 1981 by Paul Zert, who was also the men's coach, and then Becky Buick took over the program for several years, and then Steve Nuno and KJ Kindler has been in charge for the last 4 years. 8 times the Sooners have won the conference championships, beginning back in 1984. Becky Switzer won it 5 times. Steve Nuno won it once, and KJ Kindler has won in 2008 and 2009. Interesting note also about the Sooners that 6 teams in the NCAA have qualified to the championships since 2004. Only 6 teams, and Oklahoma is in that group with Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, and Utah. So Oklahoma finally making their break into the elite of women's collegiate gymnastics. Now, Jenny, you coached here for 5 years. It must be thrilling for you to see the Sooners finally getting that reputation of being a contender at the top level.
It is. You could just tell they've been working hard. They're very dedicated, as are all the teams. But it's nice to see the Sooners be able to showcase what Oklahoma athletics is really about, and that's excellence.
To talk about dominance, only 4 teams have won the NCAA team title. They are Alabama, Georgia, Utah, and UCLA. In the history of these championships, more than 27 years, only 4 teams have won all the titles. And in fact, Georgia leads it with 10 titles overall, and they won 5 in a row, the last 5 in a row. So
this could be the year.
This could be the year that a team like the Oklahoma Sooners and an also impressive team at Florida, who I saw earlier this year, has a chance to unseat that dominance of those 4 programs that have won all the NCAA titles. Talked to OU coach KJ Kindler about the chemistry of this team, and she really likes that this team, she said, it's like they're driving the train, and it's almost effortless in the gym to keep these young ladies motivated.
Looks like they're finishing up their warm-ups, getting all the jitters out. It's important, first girl up is usually the most consistent athlete in the lineup. And she's the athlete that the coaches and athletes depend on to get their routines going.
Yeah, that all-important first person up. As you look at KJ Kindler pacing the floors, she knows this is really an important opportunity for the Sooners tonight to possibly knock off the #1 team in the nation. They've already beat University of Florida, who is one of the hottest teams in the nation this year, and this is a great opportunity. Sarah Patterson, she has been in pressured situations many times, and speaking with her before the competition, she said, yeah, we're at a little bit of a disadvantage tonight because we're missing Ashley Priest. She was left home because she has the flu, but
it happens.
It sure does, and you have to adjust.
Unfortunately, it happens. You have to adjust.
This is a program that has the depth that they can afford to leave one superstar home because they have so many great ones. Looks like the warm-up is just about complete. Competition will continue. The Crimson Tide will be on the vault, and then the Sooners on the bars. 6 athletes will vault. The top 5 scores count towards the team total. Oklahoma undefeated this year so far. Their season high is a 197.25, which is a score that they'll likely have to match if they hope to upset the #1 Crimson Tide tonight. Let's take a look at the team rankings in the NCAA right now. Last time Oklahoma and Alabama met was in a dual meet was way back in 1991. Here are the standings in the national rankings. Oklahoma 6th on the vault, Alabama 1st. On the bars, Oklahoma's tied for 5th and Alabama 7th. These two teams are tied for 1st in the country on the beam, and usually the beam is the make it or break it event.
Absolutely.
In women's collegiate gymnastics.
It's hit or miss.
It is hit or miss, and so the perilous balance beam will likely be a key in tonight's storyline. A really nice crowd on hand tonight for the Sooners. Exciting to see that KJ Kindler is starting to build a strong fan base here, and of course it doesn't hurt when for the last 4 weeks either Oklahoma or Alabama have traded positions as top team in the country. So success brings in fans. All right, to the vault. For Alabama, Marissa Gutierrez will be first up. She's a freshman out of Houston, Texas.
Nice solid vault for Alabama. Little hop on that landing. Should get a pretty good score though.
That vault scored from a perfect 10 start value. The Yurchenko full in the laid out position. Back to the bars now. Jackie Flannery will be the first up for the Sooners.
Nice uprise. Huge ganger, overshoot. Jackie swings with a lot of dynamics. Very powerful and aggressive.
Talking to KJ Kindler before the meet, and she said she's my leadoff performer because we can just count on her. Solid. Jackie Flannery. She's dependable.
It's great for the other athletes too because it puts the confidence in them to get up there and hit their routine just like she did.
Interesting note about her, she also lettered in track and field and cheerleading in high school. Not a lot of high-level gymnasts can do that.
No.
Back to the vault.
No.
Okay, Ashley Sledge will be up now for the Crimson Tide. The score for Gutierrez was a 9.85.
Nice. Another Yurchenko full. Oh, a little couple steps on that landing. Needs to show a little more control.
It's interesting that the Crimson Tide changed their vault lineup after their warm-ups. Alyssa Chapman was going to go in that spot. She is now moved to exhibition, so Ashley Sledge got asked to step up. So she came out of that alternate position.
They're going to have to fight for those landings.
Kayla Novak now